Your brain would rather take a guaranteed electric shock right now than face a 50% chance of one even more intense later. It's not a hypothetical scenario, it's a verified, replicated scientific finding. When offered a choice between certain pain and the mere possibility of something worse, or even potentially better, your deep-seated neural architecture actively steers you toward the known suffering. This isn't about bravery or cowardice, it's a profound biological preference for predictability, even when that predictability is catastrophic. What you're about to understand is your brain's fundamental chaos phobia, often termed uncertainty aversion. It's a primal cognitive bias that dictates everything from your financial investments to your most intimate relationship choices, often leading you to self-sabotage by prioritizing a known, dull ache over the terrifying, vibrant unknown of potential success or even true happiness. By the time we unravel this, you'll possess a scientific lens to view every uncomfortable decision and every moment of stagnation not as a personal failing, but as a predictable neurological reflex that you can now consciously override. This innate aversion to the amorphous unknown isn't some modern quirk, it's an evolutionary inheritance, sculpted over millennia in a world where the unexpected often meant annihilation. Imagine our early ancestors. The rustle in the tall grass could be a gentle breeze, or it could be a saber-toothed tiger. The brain evolved to treat that rustle with maximum suspicion. Certainty, even the certainty of a predictable scarcity of food, was preferable to the radical uncertainty of an unexplored territory brimming with unknown dangers and unknown resources. The neural pathways that prioritize predictability were reinforced because those individuals who minimized exposure to the truly unpredictable were the ones who survived to pass on their genes. Your brain's fundamental operating system still runs on this ancient code. It perceives ambiguity as a direct threat, a blank space where danger could lurk, and its primary directive is always survival, not necessarily thriving. In a groundbreaking study by Carlton and colleagues in 2016, researchers meticulously explored this very phenomenon, demonstrating how individuals consistently prefer a situation where negative outcomes are known and predictable, even if those outcomes are objectively quite bad, over scenarios where there is a chance of a worse outcome, but also a chance of a much better one. They found that the mere perception of uncertainty triggered significant distress responses in participants, independent of the actual likelihood or severity of the potential negative event. This wasn't about the odds, it was about the lack of a clear, definitive map for the future. The brain's deep craving for structure, for a discernible pattern, overrides even the most basic logical assessment of risk and reward. It prefers a definite path to a known cliff edge over a misty trail that might lead to a meadow, because the cliff edge, at least, is a known quantity. So, how does this ancient, powerful bias, this chaos phobia, manifest in the intricate complexities of your modern life? This isn't just about laboratory experiments with electric shocks. This is about why you are stuck. This is about every single time you've chosen the path of least neurological resistance, even when it led to consistent, low-grade misery. Consider your career. You might be in a job you tolerate, one that offers a steady paycheck and a familiar routine, but absolutely no passion. The idea of seeking a new role, let alone starting your own venture, feels like stepping off a cliff into pure white noise. You know exactly what's expected of you now. You know the daily irritations, the office politics, the lack of fulfillment. It's a guaranteed dull ache. Embalmment, but the unknown, a new company, a new industry, a blank business plan, that represents a world where you might fail, where you might have to learn new skills, where you might expose yourself to criticism, or simply where the future is unwritten. Your brain often sees that unwritten future, even one with immense potential, as inherently more dangerous than the guaranteed dissatisfaction of your current path. This isn't just theory anymore, is it? Think about relationships. You might stay in a partnership that's clearly past its expiration date, one that offers little joy but predictable patterns of interaction, because the alternative, Being single, navigating new dating landscapes, facing the emotional vulnerability of new connections feels like plunging into an abyss of the unknown. The guaranteed friction of your current relationship is neurologically preferable to the potential freedom and happiness of a new one, because the latter comes bundled with unpredictable emotional challenges and outcomes. A seminal work by Tversky and Shafir in 1992 illuminated how the very presence of uncertainty can lead to choice deferral, even when delaying a decision is clearly suboptimal. They found that when faced with two options and a third option to do nothing, people often chose inaction when one of the other options was uncertain, even if they would have preferred one of those options under conditions of certainty. This wasn't indecision, it was an active preference for the known, predictable state of things. This bias transforms us into unwilling prisoners of our own comfort zones, not because they are comfortable, but because they are known. And that's a difficult truth to simply sit with. So, how do you combat an instinct that's literally wired into your survival mechanism? This isn't about magically eliminating uncertainty, but about consciously training your brain to tolerate and even embrace it. Here are 3 research-based techniques to help you navigate your brain's chaos phobia. First, employ what we call the certainty swap. When you're faced with an uncertain but potentially positive decision, say, leaving your current job for a more exciting but unproven opportunity, your brain naturally fixates on the vague threats. What if it doesn't work out? What if I fail? This creates an amorphous cloud of anxiety. Instead, consciously swap that uncertainty for a series of defined worst-case scenarios. What is the most certain negative outcome if you pursue the new opportunity? Is it 6 months of unemployment? Is it having to move back in with family temporarily? Is it a period of intense financial planning? Once you've concretely defined the absolute worst, most certain negative, you can then assess it rationally. Often, that concrete worst case is nowhere near as terrifying as the vague, undefined terror your brain concocted. You trade amorphous dread for a manageable challenge. Second, implement incremental certainty building. Don't force your brain to make a sudden, terrifying leap from 100% certainty to 0%. Instead, break down any large, uncertain goal into smaller, more certain steps. If your goal is to start a new business, don't quit your job tomorrow. The initial leap feels too overwhelming, too unpredictable. Instead, commit to one single, small, certain action each week. Research the market for 2 hours, register a domain name, talk to one person already in that industry. Each small, completed step provides a microdose of certainty, building a bridge of known achievements toward your larger, more uncertain goal. This slowly rewires your brain to associate the path forward with a series of manageable, predictable wins, rather than a giant, terrifying question mark. Finally, master the probability flip. Your brain is excellent at estimating the probability of failure when facing an uncertain path. It's often less adept at calculating the certainty of stagnation or the guaranteed downsides of inaction. When considering a risky but potentially rewarding choice, ask yourself, what is the 100% certain outcome if I choose to do absolutely nothing, to stay exactly where I am? What are the guaranteed losses, the lost opportunities, the continued unhappiness, the unfulfilled potential that are certain if you avoid the uncertainty? Often, the cumulative, guaranteed pain of inaction far outweighs the potential, uncertain pain of trying. This cognitive reframing shifts your brain's focus from the feared unknown of progress to the guaranteed regret of maintaining the status quo. It leverages your brain's preference for certainty against itself, compelling you to act not out of a desire for gain, but out of a fear of the definite loss that comes from doing nothing. You now understand that many of your choices, especially those that feel safe but leave you unfulfilled, aren't expressions of your true desires. They are echoes of a primal neurological imperative to avoid the unknown, to cling to the familiar, even if the familiar is slowly eroding your potential. This isn't a character flaw, it's a cognitive feature. You now see the comfort zones of the world not as havens, but as prisons built by your brain's deep need for predictability, even when that predictability is pain. You'll begin to recognize this same pattern in others, understanding their resistance to change, their clinging to toxic situations, not as stubbornness, but as a deeply ingrained response to chaos phobia. This fundamental insight into decision-making allows you to critically assess your own neurological preferences and start charting a course not of least resistance, but of greatest potential. We've just unmasked a primal operating system that shapes your every move, a powerful instinct demanding you choose the known, no matter how dire. Now, armed with this knowledge, you possess the power to make choices rooted in purpose, not just predictability. The next revelation awaiting us is equally profound, ready to shatter another deeply held assumption about who you are and why you do what you do.